Okay, so we're going to repurpose dry clay. If the clay has not been fired, you can break it back down again and make fresh clay. You need a Ziploc bag. You need to leave it open about a quarter of an inch so that the bag will not burst. You're going to put dry clay in it. Don't put too much, but just enough that you can break the clay into small pieces. You're breaking it down with the side of the hammer or the side of the mallet so that you can use more mass of the tool. Once you get it broken down into smaller pieces, you still want it to be finer, so you're going to take a tool and roll across it so that it makes the dust finer. The finer it is, the easier it is to make it into a liquid form. In your cup, you should have about 3/4 worth of dry clay. Remember that when you add water to this and wedge it, it's going to give you about half that amount. You're going to take a yogurt cup with water and you're going to pour that water into the container using a craft knife. You're not stirring, you're aerating the clay. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the water to go all the way to the bottom. So you're pulling so that the water can go down into the the dry clay and start to put it all together and make it liquid. You can see here that the clay at the top is real wet. You want to make sure that the water is soaking overnight. So we're going to put about a half a cup more of water into the mixture. Again, don't try to mix it all up. You'll make a mess. Just try to get the air or the water to the bottom.
All right, so you let it sit overnight. You're opening it. The clay should be wet. You want to pull it out of the tub onto the plastic. These are dry cleaning bags that we're using. Make sure that I'm pulling out about half of it. Now I'm misting it with water because it is a little dry and I want to work a little moisture back into it. So I'm just kind of kneading it with my hands and picking up the dry particles and just kind of squeezing it so that I can get the clay to kind of hold together a little bit better. Again, if it's too dry, you need to mist it and add more water to it. The wedging process is just like if you were in the kitchen and you were cooking, you're going to knead the dough. So I'm going to take the palms of my hands, I'm going to push with the palms of my hands, and then I'm going to roll the clay back towards me and then twist it. So here I go. So I'm going to show you my palms. So the palms are at the base of your hand. I'm going to push away and I'm going to roll back with my fingers and I'm twist the clay. Push away, roll back, and twist. Doing this multiple times will work out any air pockets and it'll get the clay to be the same consistency. You're trying to compress the clay and make it all the same consistency. Once you've done enough wedging, you should be able to check your clay, slap it into a ball. If it doesn't stick to your hands, then it is ready to put in a Ziploc bag. Keep it zipped up so that the clay does not dry out. If your clay is a little wet, then let it sit out for a few minutes on the plastic, and that will allow the moisture to evaporate